All right, strap in, everybody. Today we're going deep with Myron Golden and his advice on getting rich.
Ah, Myron Golden.
Yeah, we're breaking down his YouTube video, makes 6 figures, 7 figures, or 8 figures from scratch. He talks about his own journey.
Uh-huh.
And he gives some really powerful advice about building wealth. Like, even if you're starting with absolutely nothing.
Sound from zero.
Exactly. And our mission today is to pull out those golden nuggets.
Ooh, I like that.
The stuff you can actually use, to make a difference in your own life.
Actionable insights.
Yeah.
Love it. What I appreciate about Golden is that he's so practical.
Yeah.
He doesn't mess around with theory. He just wants to give you the tools that actually work.
He gets right to the point, for sure. And one of the first things he emphasizes is speed. He even tells this funny story about being asked to contribute to Russell Brunson's book.
Okay.
Brunson wanted him to lay out his process, for building wealth from scratch in just 30 days. But Golden's a busy guy. He's like, I don't have time to break down every little detail.
I can relate to that.
Right. But there's a deeper message there, I think.
Totally. It's all about taking action.
Yes.
We can get so caught up in planning, trying to perfect everything.
Oh, I know it.
That we never actually start. We're always waiting for that perfect moment.
Which never comes.
Never comes.
So true. And it's easy to get bogged down, to procrastinate. But Golden's saying, don't wait. Start now, even if you don't have all the answers.
Jump in.
Jump in. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Golden challenges this whole idea that you have to focus on your existing skills to build wealth.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, he says, forget about that. Start with the market.
Whoa, okay. It's a different way of thinking for sure.
It is. We're always told to figure out our strengths, right? And then build a career around them. But Golden flips that script.
He says,
find a need. Find a problem that people are desperate to solve.
Okay.
And then tailor your business around that.
So don't start with what you're good at. Start with what people need.
Exactly. And he says something really surprising.
What's that?
He says people with PhDs and master's degrees are some of the hardest to help succeed in business.
Really? That's unexpected.
I know, right? But when you think about it, it makes sense.
How so?
Well, imagine this. You're the best pastry chef in the world.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
But you open a bakery in a town where everybody's gluten-free.
Oh.
Your skills just don't matter as much.
I see. It's about supply and demand.
Exactly. Golden's point is your skills are only as valuable as the market's demand for them.
The market dictates the value.
Exactly. He even gives an example from his own experience. He spent $3,400 on ads.
Okay.
Got 956 leads.
Potential customers.
Yep, and made $111,000 in sales.
Wow.
All because he focused on what the market needed.
That's impressive.
It makes you think, right? Are we all focusing on skills that might not even have a market?
It's a good question to ask yourself. So how do we find those markets, those lucrative markets?
Well, Golden says there are 3 key pillars.
Ooh, 3 pillars. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Size, problem, and money.
Makes sense.
Any market that you want to pursue needs to meet all 3 criteria.
So break that down for me.
Okay, so first, the market needs to be big enough to make it worth your effort. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to create a product for a market of like 100 people.
Right. Got to have a decent audience.
Exactly. Then the market needs to have a serious problem.
Something that really bothers them.
Something that keeps them up at night.
Right.
Golden uses examples like money troubles, relationship issues, health concerns.
Things people really struggle with.
Yeah, problems people are actively searching for solutions to, and they're willing to pay for it.
Because they want relief.
Yes. And finally, the market has to have money to pay for the solution.
Makes sense.
You could have the best solution in the world, but if your target audience can't afford it,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. So you need all 3.
3 pillars. Got it.
Now, once you've found your lucrative market, the next question is, how do you approach it? Golden's a big believer in using proven models.
Tried and true.
Yeah, he says principles don't stop working.
Wise words.
He went from struggling financially to achieving stability by following these established principles.
So what kind of models are we talking about?
Well, he breaks down a few, like the book model. Imagine writing a book, making a $20 profit on each sale, and selling 5,000 copies.
That's a 6-figure income.
You got it. Or what if your book brings in $500 profit per sale?
Okay.
Now you only need to sell 2,000 copies to hit 6 figures.
Suddenly feels more achievable.
Right. And he's not just making this up. Golden lives this reality. And there are other models too, like the course model.
The online course model?
Yeah. Imagine selling a $500 online course.
Okay.
and you sell just 200 per year. That's 4 sales per week.
You could do that through webinars or live events.
Exactly.
Totally doable.
But it's not just about picking any model, right?
Right.
It's about finding one that fits you.
That aligns with your values and all
Yeah,
that.
your strengths, your values, and the problem you're passionate about solving.
That makes sense. It's about finding the right fit.
And that's where Golden's idea of congruence comes in.
Congruent.
He says your message, your actions, even your character, it all needs to be aligned.
It all has to fit together.
They build trust and credibility. He even tells a story about buying a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Now, he's not saying you need a fancy car to be successful,
Right.
but for him, it reinforces his message of wealth.
It aligns with what he's teaching.
Exactly. It's about walking the walk.
Actions speak louder than words.
Right. You can talk about success all you want, but if your actions don't match your words, people see through that.
Absolutely. So it's all about authenticity.
It is.
Fair.
So think about it. Does your outward presentation, your actions, align with your message and what you want to achieve?
Good question. It's about being real, being genuine, and that leads to trust.
Yes. And trust is essential for any successful venture. But Golden doesn't stop at 6 figures. He talks about reaching 7- and 8-figure incomes, too.
Ooh, even bigger goals.
And we're going to dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait. But before we move on, let's remember one thing. These models, these strategies, they're just tools.
Tools in the toolbox.
The real magic happens when you combine them with your own unique skills and passions.
And your dedication.
And your unwavering belief in yourself. That's where the real transformation happens.
Absolutely. So as we go forward, keep that in mind.
Sounds good. Ready for part 2?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we were talking about those proven models. But Golden also stresses the importance of having a clear message.
Yeah, like how you communicate what you do.
Exactly. He says clarity beats cleverness every time.
Don't try to be too fancy.
Keep it simple. He even quotes Jim Rohn to make this point.
Oh, yeah. What's the quote?
Jesus had a very powerful testimony. It was only 2 words. Follow me.
Powerful. What's
2 words. That's all it took.
And think about the impact of those words. Golden's saying a simple message, if it's genuine and it has substance, it's way more powerful than trying to sound super smart or impressive.
It's about cutting through the noise.
Getting to the heart of what you offer.
Yeah, and communicating that clearly.
Especially these days when everyone's attention span is so short.
If it's not clear and easy to get, people just tune out.
They're gone.
No.
To help us create that perfect message, Golden breaks it down into 4 elements.
4 elements, okay? Let's hear them.
Measurable, desirable, believable, and stateable.
Okay, I'm following. Let's break those down a bit further.
So measurable means your message has to clearly show the transformation you provide.
Like a before and after picture.
Yes. Instead of saying, I help people achieve their financial goals, you could say, I help people go from living paycheck to paycheck to building a 6-month emergency fund and investing for their future.
Ooh, that's much more specific.
You're painting a picture of the outcome.
It's tangible. People can see it.
Exactly. Then there's desirable. This is where knowing your audience is key.
Knowing what they want.
Your message has to align with what they truly desire.
Not what we think they should want.
Not what we want them to want.
Right. It's about understanding their needs, their aspirations, their pain points.
Speaking their language.
Addressing their concerns.
And offering solutions that truly resonate.
So you got to know your audience inside and out.
Absolutely. And then believable.
This is a big one.
People have to believe that you can deliver on your promises.
This ties back to congruence.
Right, it does. If you're talking about financial abundance, but you're struggling yourself,
people pick up on that.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Authenticity is key.
And finally, stateable. Can you sum up your message in a concise soundbite?
In a way that's easy to remember.
Because people have short attention spans.
If you can't get your point across quickly, you lose them.
So how do we create a message that's both powerful and easy to grasp?
Golden says focus on the why before the how. Start by explaining the big picture, the problem you solve, the benefit you offer.
The value proposition.
Once you've got their attention with the why, then you can get into the how.
Lead with the transformation.
And back it up with the details.
I like it. But creating a message is just one part.
Right. You have to deliver it authentically.
That's where congruently conceivable comes back in.
Message, mannerisms, character, all aligned.
It's got to be genuine.
Golden uses his Rolls Royce as an example, remember?
Yeah, it reinforces his message of wealth.
Because it aligns with his teachings.
It's like the cherry on top.
But it's more than just material stuff.
Right.
It's about embodying your message in everything you do.
If you talk about health and wellness, you better be taking care of yourself.
If you talk about financial freedom, your finances better be in order.
Actions speak louder than words.
It's about aligning your actions with your words, living what you preach.
Creating that seamless integration.
Golden says this congruence is crucial for building trust.
Trust and credibility.
Two of the most important things for any successful venture.
It's about being authentic, letting your true self shine through.
Both in what you say and what you do.
This whole idea of congruence, it's so powerful.
It is.
It makes you think about how often we present different versions of ourselves.
In different parts of our lives.
Yeah, like we might act one way at work and another way at home.
But Golden's saying, bring those versions together.
Create a sense of wholeness.
Where your values, your actions, everything is aligned.
And that's what builds true connection.
And trust. That's what people respond to.
Absolutely. But Golden doesn't just stop at principles and messaging.
He takes it further.
He actually breaks down specific strategies for achieving serious financial success.
7 figures, 8 figures.
And that's what we're going to dive into in the final part of our deep dive.
The exciting part.
We'll talk numbers, mindset shifts.
All the juicy details.
But before we get there, let's just take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've talked about the importance of taking action, focusing on the market.
Using proven models, crafting a powerful message.
Embracing congruence.
All essential ingredients for success.
Not just in business, but in life.
I'm ready for part 3.
Okay, so we're back and ready to talk big numbers with Myron Golden.
7 figures, 8 figures, here we come.
He laid out those clear paths to reaching those income levels, and now we're going to break it down, see how it all works.
The nitty-gritty. What I love about Golden is he doesn't just throw out these huge figures.
He makes it real.
He breaks down the math, makes it feel achievable.
Even if we're not there yet.
Exactly. So for those aiming for 7 figures, he says, try selling 500 units of a $2,000 product.
Okay.
Or 50 units of a $20,000 mastermind program.
Now remind me, what's a mastermind again?
Oh, it's like a high-level group coaching program.
Okay.
Where participants learn from an expert and each other.
Focused on a specific topic or goal.
Right. And for those aiming even higher.
8 figures. 8 figures. Golden suggests selling 34 units of a $30,000 product each month.
Well,
that's $1 million in monthly revenue.
It's wild when you see the numbers like that.
It is. And the best part is he's not just talking. Golden himself has masterminds at different price points.
Yep.
He's got one for $27,000 with hundreds of participants.
Wow.
Another for $55,000 with over 100 people.
Yeah.
And even $1 million a year mastermind with 3 participants.
He's definitely walking the walk.
He's living proof that it's possible.
But what strikes me is he doesn't say you have to be a genius to do this.
You don't need some special talent.
It's not about being the smartest person in the room.
It's about taking action, finding a model that works, putting in the effort.
And honing your message.
He debunks that myth that success is all about inherent brilliance.
It's about the work you put in.
Which brings us to this really interesting question that Golden asks.
What's that?
If it's that simple, why aren't more people achieving this level of success?
It makes you think.
It does. And his answer is pretty insightful. He believes that our past experiences can hold us back.
Especially the negative ones.
We get caught in the cycle of expecting bad things to happen.
Because that's what we've experienced before.
Like our brains are wired for failure.
Even when there's so much potential for good things.
He calls expectation our greatest superpower.
Interesting.
But he says most people use it against themselves.
That's so.
They focus on what hasn't worked in the past.
And project that onto the future.
They're basically recreating their past instead of building a new future.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
We expect things to go wrong, so we subconsciously sabotage ourselves.
And then things go wrong.
It's a vicious cycle. And Golden says this tendency to expect bad outcomes. It comes from the fact that we feel negative experiences more intensely than positive ones.
Those bad memories stick with us.
They linger, creating fear and apprehension when we try new things.
Makes it easier to stay stuck.
Keep doing what's familiar, even if it's not working.
But Golden offers a way out of this.
He does.
He challenges us to rewire our thinking.
To challenge those limiting beliefs.
And to embrace a new expectation.
One rooted in possibility.
And he sums it up beautifully with this quote. You ain't too old to start over. You're too old to keep doing what isn't working.
It's a powerful reminder.
It's never too late to change.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Myron Golden's wisdom,
it's been quite a journey.
We've explored so much.
The importance of speed, focusing on the market, using proven models,
crafting a compelling message, embracing congruence.
and understanding the power of expectation.
These principles can transform our businesses, our lives.
They offer a path to not just financial success,
but fulfillment and purpose.
And as we go forward, the question is,
what will you do with this knowledge?
Will you let past experiences hold you back?
Or will you embrace a new expectation?
A vision of yourself achieving those big, audacious goals.
That's it for our deep dive today.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you found these insights valuable.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing towards your dreams.